And we're less than an hour from polls closing in today's special election. The future of congressional maps now in the hands of voters.
We have to try and understand what's going on in our nation.
Just to make my voice heard and just to be a citizen.
It's important because of what's on the ballot. It's important because of what's going on in the country.
If you don't vote, you don't have a voice.
Everybody's voice matters, and the only way you can really make your voice heard is to get out and vote.
Thanks for joining us tonight at 7. I'm Curtis May.
And I'm Edie Lambert. Voters all across California are still heading to the polls or waiting in lines right now to cast their ballots. Many people are only voting on Prop 50.
We have live team coverage for you on the special election. Reporters across the region hearing from you, the voters.
I'm Cecil Hannibal in Sacramento County. Technical issues here at a voting center. We'll tell you what happened and where things stand right now.
I'm Peyton Headley live in Placer County, where voters say they are waiting in line to vote because they want to see their ballots physically counted.
I'm Anahita Jafari. We're live in Stockton at Fire Station 10 off of March Lane, where volunteers say there has been a pretty steady turnout. Now, we've been to a few locations, but haven't seen too many people out yet, and definitely no long lines out here.
58 minutes to go. Voters are deciding whether to adopt new congressional district maps. Democrats designed these maps to counteract President Trump's push for Republicans to pick up seats in other states.
So if voters approve Prop 50, those new congressional maps will be in effect through the 2030 election. If voters reject the measure, the congressional districts drawn by the Independent Redistricting Commission will remain in effect.
Well, as of Monday, 31% of registered voters have cast their ballots in this special election. That's more than 7.2 million Californians.
Let's give you a closer look at the counties in this area. El Dorado and Placer counties continue to have some of the highest voter turnouts in our area. Sacramento and Yolo counties in the 30% range, and San Joaquin and Stanislaus counties have a 26% turnout so far.
A computer issue is leading to long lines at a vote center in Sacramento. Our Cecil Hannibal is at the Richard T. Conzelman Community Center, where things are now back online. Cecil.
Yeah, they are back online, and the line, actually, since you last saw us, has gotten even longer. Look at this right here. It goes all the way through to the parking lot from the community center doors. You can see just how many people are in line waiting to cast their ballot in person to decide whether or not they want yes or no for Prop 50. Now, we mentioned those issues, right? So what we're told from Sacramento County is around 5 o'clock, there was an issue with two of the check-in computers. When we got here around 5:40, we talked to the manager of this voting center. They say the issue was resolved, and actually we checked in about 5 to 10 minutes ago, and they brought in this white box, a booster, to make sure that the computers stay online. And so what we're seeing right here, these are people who are voting in person, but those who have their mail-in ballot filled out, they can just walk right in, right past the line, and just drop it off quick and easy. So, you know, we've been talking to people today about why they wanted to be out here, why it was important to come vote. You know, people say this is a vital moment where they can, you know, voice their opinion on what they want to happen and what California's role is on the national stage. I also asked people, why vote in person, right? I've talked to a lot of people today. Some say, you know, one gentleman told me that last year when he voted, sent his mail-in ballot. He said there was an issue with his signature, and he wanted to just make sure it got done right this time, so he came in person. Another person told me that their ballot never came in the mail. So everyone has a different story. Some people just say, hey, I prefer to vote in person. But if you're here, right, if you need to come vote, or if you're trying to come here, remember that if you're here before 8 p.m., no matter how long the line is, no matter how long it takes, you can still cast your ballot. And there's a QR code on your screen right now if you need the locations of the 31 voting centers here in Sacramento County. In the Arden Arcade area, Cecil Hannibal, KCRA 3 News.
All right, Cecil, thank you.
When everyone did get a ballot, it's interesting to hear the stories of why people are out there right now. At another vote center, we saw around 100 voters waiting in line to vote in person. They were wrapped around the block at the vote center inside the California Museum. This is in downtown Sacramento.
Placer County has a voter turnout of nearly 44% so far, and voters there still casting their ballots. Peyton Headley live from the Placer County Elections Office. Hi, Peyton.
Yeah, hey, and volunteers here say that there has been a line out the door all day long, and they're excited about it that so many people want to come out and voice their opinions in this one question ballot. You can see still a line here this evening with just one more hour until polls close. But there are options at this polling place. You can wait in line and go inside and cast your vote, or if you have your mail-in ballot, you can just drop it in the parking lot drop box. There are volunteers that are outside to help voters, but a lot of people that we spoke to said that they chose instead to wait in line with their mail-in ballot and take it inside and stick it into the ballot scanner themselves. They said that they wanted to see their vote physically counted.
I didn't want my ballot to be put in the mail because I don't trust the system. So I wanted to scan it right through, and I knew that number was counted.
If anybody is concerned about their vote by mail ballot, we want to assure them that we take the integrity and security and accuracy of the elections here in Placer very seriously. But if they want to watch that ballot be counted right in front of them, they are more than welcome.
Yeah, and we spoke to a lot of voters tonight who said they wanted to vote on this because Placer County will be directly impacted if these maps should pass with Prop 50. Specifically here in Rockland, it is currently represented in District 3 by Republican Kevin Kiley, but if those maps pass, it will then instead be added to District 6 and represented by Democrat Ami Bera. So a lot of people out here making sure that their voices are heard. People still in line with a little less than an hour till polls close here in Rockland. Back to you guys.
All right, thank you so much, Peyton. We'll be hearing from Congressman Kiley later tonight.
In Yuba City, we saw voters casting their ballots today. Our crew stopped by the polling place at the Yuba Sutter Fairgrounds, and we saw a few people walk inside there to vote. As of yesterday, almost a third of registered voters voted in Sutter County. Now, when the polls close tonight at 8, county election offices will start reporting the results of the ballots already counted in their system.
Many news organizations, including KCRA, report results directly from the Associated Press in statewide elections. So you may be wondering how the AP gets their information. The Associated Press hires vote count reporters who work with local elections officials to collect results directly from the counties or the precincts. These reporters then submit those results by phone or electronically just as soon as the results are available. In many cases, the counties will update their vote totals as they count ballots through the night. So the AP is continuously updating its count. In a general election, the AP will post as many as 21,000 updates per hour.
Our election coverage continues on the KCRA 3 app. You can scan the QR code right there on your screen to get the latest results when the polls close in about 52 minutes.